Hi guys, I'm just in traffic and I thought it's the perfect opportunity to give y'all this word. Okay, so this is a very important word, and I know a lot of people are not going to be too fond of this word, but I have to be obedient. Okay, so I received a message early this morning, and I heard I'm embarrassed, right? So I held on to this message. The I'm embarrassed is relating to how someone has treated someone. Someone's embarrassed in how they treated you. Okay, what they did to you, how they treated you, how they went about things, etc. I held on to this word today, and I was meditating on this word today, and I was holding it onto it in my heart and my spirit, and questioning God about certain things, right? And later on, I received an additional word that God gave me about forgiveness. Okay, and how it's very important to forgive. And this word is related to a kingdom marriage. So I'm going to give you this word, and this is for whoever it's for, or a group of people. But some of you guys, there's unforgiveness in your heart towards your kingdom partner. Okay, and the Lord wants to bless you. He wants to bless you with your wife. He wants to bless you with your husband, right? But in order for this to happen, forgiveness has to be worked on. So some of you guys, it's like you have resentment towards your kingdom husband or your kingdom wife because of something that they did in the past, or how they may have treated you in the past. And I want to say something to you guys, because when I got this word in the afternoon, I had a clear understanding as to what God is talking about. But a lot of people, when they hear a word like this, they would think that God is condoning someone's bad behavior, or they're like, why would God, want me to be with someone who mistreated me? But let me tell you something. If God told you that's your person, and that person has changed, and that was not the time for y'all to be together. That person was not sensitive in the spirit. They were not ready to be with you, right? They were not ready to be with you. It was not your time to be together. Both of you guys were immature in the spirit, or immature. Both of you guys were not ready. Both of you guys were not equipped. And then maybe one person was more immature than the other. You know your situation more than me. I just know where God is coming from with this word. When two people are not sensitive in the spirit, warfare and witchcraft can definitely manipulate the situation. In this particular case, for this particular word, witchcraft was involved. Witchcraft was involved, and your kingdom partner did not see you the way how God wanted them to see you. It was not time for you guys to be together. It was not time for you guys to come together. You guys were not equipped. You were not ready. Right? And because one party or both parties were not aware of what's going on, it caused you guys to clash. So there was a bit of heartbreak. And the witchcraft that was involved made this person look at you in a different light. Right? When witchcraft is involved, it is easy to fall into the trap of that manipulation because you don't have education on it. Some people are so ignorant to it, they think that it's not real. They think witchcraft is not real. If you were to tell someone, oh my gosh, someone's doing a love spell on you, they may think you're tripping, or you're crazy, or you're delusional, because not everyone believes love spells are real. If you told someone, hey, someone's doing witchcraft on me to make me look like this, they may think you're crazy, right? And when a person is not walking with God wholeheartedly, and they're not hearing the voice of God, they're not sensitive in the spirit, their ways are still of the world, they're not going to see you the way God intends for them to see you, especially when witchcraft is involved. So in this particular case, your kingdom wife or kingdom husband, because God wasn't specific, he just said forgiveness when it comes to the marriage. Forgiveness when it comes to the marriage. That's what he said. In this particular case, someone's partner is feeling embarrassed because now they're seeing you, and now they're seeing your light, and now they're seeing you the way God wants them to see you. And you know this. So when all this was going down, it's like God has been confirming to you, and over and over and over and over again, Yes, that's your wife. Yes, that's your husband. Because how many times have you guys, said to yourself, God, are you sure this is my person? Because why are they not acknowledging me? Why are they not loving me? Why are they ghosting me? Why aren't they talking to me? If this is my person, why did they go off with someone else? If this is my person, why this, why that? And you're confused, like, God, why you keep showing me this man or showing me this woman and saying that's my wife, that's my husband, if this is what's happening? And then you found out later on that witchcraft was involved, right? So God has been showing you over the years, yes, this is your person, because God wants to ensure that, yes, you understand that, but God also wants you to understand this is a part of his promise. So because you had that understanding, you held on to this person because God and you and God had that direct confirmation, had that direct communication for you to understand the truth. But the person that you're meant to be with did not know this. When they got themselves together, when they got themselves right with God, that's when the revelation came in. That's when they're like, that is my wife. Because let me tell you something. If you guys are under spiritual warfare and you go to bed and someone's doing witchcraft on you, guess what? Them dreams are going to feel demonic. How many of you guys have been attacked with witchcraft, and then as soon as you go to bed, your dreams are tormented, your dreams are demonic, your dreams are crazy, right? Because of the witchcraft involved. So if there's witchcraft involved in a kingdom marriage and one person's aware and the other person isn't, the person that's not aware, when they see all these negative dreams about you, they're going to be naive and believe it. When they start thinking about you and feeling nauseous and feeling sick and they get headaches when they think about you, they're going to think that you're bad, you're not the one for them. But you, on the other end, understanding what's happening and knowing about the witchcraft, you know what's being done, right? But then them not knowing and them rejecting you and them feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't know if you're the one for me, or I'm having these bad dreams about you, I'm thinking about you in this type of way. Them telling you all this or feeling this way about you, and you understand they're feeling this way about you, it can hurt your feelings and make you feel rejected, make you feel abandoned. And then what happens is you start to grow a little bit of resentment. Even though you understand what's going on, you kind of still grow resentment because you're hurt, right? You're hurt. So the truth is out now. The truth is out now, because like I tell you guys many times, if you're going through something like this, God will always vindicate you. He will always reveal the truth. It may not happen tomorrow, it may not happen next week, but all you have to do is you have to sit back and be still, surrender, and let God do the revealing. Let God advocate on your behalf. Don't try to convince yourself, people, or anything. Let people think what they want to think, because what happens is God will reveal the revelations. And when there's love spells involved, love spells don't last. So this person is embarrassed because now that they've come to their senses, they're sensitive, their connection with God is on point now. The truth is being revealed, and there's embarrassment. And this happens in the kingdom marriages a lot. But now that they have an understanding, you have to forgive. You have to forgive, because God is not going to release your partner to you if you have bitterness within your heart. And that's the specific word God said. There's some bitterness. There's some bitterness. You have all right to be upset. You have all right to feel hurt. God understands that. But he doesn't want you to have resentment, unforgiveness, or bitterness, because in order for your marriage to work, in order for y'all to fight the warfare together, forgiveness has to happen. Remember, forgiveness does not mean your pain is going to be erased. Forgiveness does not mean you have to pretend like it never happened. Forgiveness means that you're not going to hold any grudges or resentment towards the person. So when they come to you, you guys can heal together. You guys can have a conversation. You can work things out, right? Do you see what I'm saying? Resentment and forgiveness is not the same. Holding a grudge and forgiveness is not the same. Again, God is not saying you have to erase your pain, because that's something you went through. That was a test that you went through. That is a part of your story. But the forgiveness has to happen. And resentment cannot override forgiveness. Because when God brings your partner to you, God wants you to look at your partner with love and not with hatred or resentment. Unforgiveness is literally opening a door for these Jezebels, for the witchcraft attempts to make their way through fully. If you forgive, and listen, you don't have to force forgiveness. Forgiveness takes time. So God is not forcing you to say, you got to forgive now. Hurry up and forgive now. No, what he's saying is you have to start doing the work. Right? You have to start doing the work. Right? So if you start doing the work, you're going to notice like your heart is becoming more warmer and warmer and warmer. And when you think back to the things that happened in the past while witchcraft was active in the relationship, right? It's not going to have that same effect on you like it did before when you didn't forgive. It's going to be more like, okay, that was a test, that, you know, now we have a testimony, we got through that. You may feel a little bit of pain in your belly or pain in your heart, but it will not override the forgiveness because you've already been doing the work to forgive. You get what I'm saying? So it's like on the scale, there's a scale, and it's like forgiveness is on the scale, and then resentment and grudge is on the scale, and it's almost like resentment and grudge is overriding the forgiveness aspect. That can't happen. Because if God releases your partner and brings your partner to you, because if God brings your partner to you, you guys have to be in a place where, sorry, my alarm just came on. You guys both have to be in a place where, you know, no matter what happens, you guys are able to war in the spirit together. Because Ecclesiastes says, two are better than one. And when one is down, the other person has to stand. And when the other person's down, the other person has to stand. Both of y'all can't be down at the same time. You see what I'm saying? You guys are going to have to work together to fight through this warfare now that you both have a better understanding as to what's going on. But forgiveness has to happen. This is one of the reasons why when you are close to reconnecting with your kingdom partner, the enemy will start throwing, you know, things in the spirit at you to remind you of the past, to remind you of the hurt you went through with them, to make you feel resentful towards them. There's a reason why the enemy does that, because the enemy understands that if there's unforgiveness in your heart, that's leaving room for witchcraft attempts and spirits to enter into your marriage. That's leaving room for delays in reconciling with your partner according to God's will because of unforgiveness. So the enemy will purposely throw dreams at you, as in like you'll have a peaceful dream, and then because of the witchcraft attempts, the dream is twisted. All of a sudden you're seeing the exes this person was with, or, you know, the witch that or warlock they were with, you know, and they'll come in and you'll start seeing things about their past that you already knew, but you're like, why is everything being brought back up again? Why am I having dreams about their past again? Why am I having dreams about the pain they put me through all over again when I've already forgiven this? And then you wake up feeling bitter, or you wake up feeling upset at them all over again when you've already forgiven them. It's because the enemy does it on purpose, because he does not want you to forgive wholeheartedly. He wants there to be unforgiveness, so there could be room and the doors open for toxic spirits to enter, for doubt to enter, for fear to enter, for resentment to enter. Right? And this is not everyone's case. I just have to say, this is not everyone's case. Because no, God will not make you be with someone that's going to hurt you, that's going to lie to you, that's going to cheat on you, that's going to manipulate you, whatever the situation is. God is not going to let you be with someone like that. Right? But you have to understand something. In some cases, there's witchcraft involved. And in some cases, witchcraft can taint the way you see someone. And I know for a fact, because there's been times where I would have dreams about good people, and in the dreams they're negative. And God would literally tell me when I wake up, that was a lie, that they're actually a good person. And this is why I would never talk bad about, you know, any public person or anything on my channel, because I know the layers of warfare. And there's been times where people had dreams about me that were negative, because the devil wanted me to look negative in their eyes, because the devil did not want them to receive the information about warfare from me. And also because there's witchcraft done to me to make me look like something I'm not. So when people see me, they feel negative vibes off me, or they just don't like me all of a sudden, or they reject me because of the witchcraft that's done to me. And there's witchcraft that can do that, where there's a lot of marital curses as well that can do that, where they can make the husband look at you in a negative light, or make the wife look at you in a negative light because of the spells that they're doing. It's a manipulation tactic spell that they do. And even when people do love spells, what love spells do is they make you more attractive to the person who's doing the spell, or the person that's paying for the spell. And you will not see nobody else, not even the person that God wants you to be with. You won't even see them, because you're so focused on the person that actually did the spell or who's paying for the spell. That's how powerful love spells are, but they're not more powerful than God. However, if you don't know God and you're not sensitive enough to be receptive to God, you're not going to know this. You're going to fall victim of this. You're going to be manipulated, right? And that's what happened in some kingdom marriages in some cases. So God wants the bitterness, the resentment to stop. He wants those who resonate with this to work on their hearts and to try to work on forgiving. Doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight. It's going to take time. Yes. But you have to start from somewhere, right? So I just want to give whoever resonates with this word, because yes, they will be embarrassed for how they treated you when they find out the truth. And that alone is hard for someone to accept. So imagine someone feeling like that and then having to face you, how difficult that is. So if they face you now, you don't want to have like bitterness or resentment in your heart, and then you guys are meeting up, and there's tension. You want there to be understanding when you meet up. When the conversation happens, both of y'all understand each other's perspective. There's nothing but love. There's nothing but healing when you guys are communicating, because of the understanding. You don't want there to be resentment and bitterness. Because if there is, God is going to make sure y'all don't meet up until there's understanding. And that can further delay you guys coming together if forgiveness isn't being worked on. Okay? So I want to just give you guys this word. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.